there, nerd. All alone again tonight? Well, let me make sure you can have some company. Go to your phone and look up Awful Neutral Podcast. Leave me a message of what you want us to do. You can leave your comment wherever you want.
Awful Neutral is 5 gold for the first minute and 7 gold for each additional minute. Credit card fees may apply. We do not guarantee happiness. God is a lie.
I'll even give you advantage.
Welcome, foolish mortals, to Awful Neutral. Hello, and welcome to the Awful Neutral Podcast. I'm your Dungeon Master, Damian Mercado. With me, as always, is Salvador Viesca as...
Letario de la Pulga.
Are you doing a voice now?
Muy caliente.
I like it.
Sorry, I said something in my throat.
Yeah.
Letario de la Pulga.
Honey.
I had a Spaniard in my throat.
You had a little miel.
Un poco de miel.
Sarah Lee Steiner as...
Gertrude, but oh my god, is it getting hot in here, Lazario, or is it just me?
Hopefully just.
Jesse Egan as...
Chud Bangsley, and I'm not as sexy as them.
You just haven't met the right furball. Caleb Cleveland as...
Gonk. Just gonk.
AG as...
Malice and Kill.
Dave Callens as...
And my hammer. Oh, sorry. This is Kevin.
Clint Bijor as...
Ogma's agent, Artificarian.
What the fuck?
Whoa.
You just
another
make up
character?
words.
No, he's
I want to
AAA.
do over. I want to do over.
We gotta hear that again.
Was that backwards?
No, I...
Ogma's agent, Arthicarian? Articarian?
Yeah, that's it. Perfect.
Artificarian.
Artificarian. Like artifact?
Does he have like a
Artificarian?
breastplate and like part of it?
Holy shit.
Like,
So Tifi's short for Arda whatever.
Are you
We just
kidding
found
me?
out
You're
his full
pulling-
name.
are
Well,
you,
it's so
I
formal.
feel like we need the entire episode to talk about this.
Yeah.
Clint.
Hey.
So you're telling us you're V'juring your character.
I love
Straight
it.
up, you
Good
straight
reference.
up V'jured.
Wow, I just found
I
out
don't
about
get
that
that
yesterday.
Don't explain
Voyager?
it to him.
So, Clint,
Yes.
have you revealed that is Tifi's true name?
I
Is-
referenced it before, I believe.
Mal and Gonk like flooded the market of what
Cocaine.
of the
yeah.
drug market?
Yeah.
The-
Giant cocaine.
with giant coke, and there was questions whether or not he could even be used by people that weren't giants.
yeah, there's a lot of hot batches. You know what? Maybe that's a storyline. We had a lot of hot batches going through town right now. A bunch of halfling children ending up dead, halfling teenagers.
Who's giving it to kids?
Oh my god.
What have you
When they're
done?
giants, you can't tell they're kids.
Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens in this world.
Gonk would kill himself and then Mal.
And then shit on his own father.
That's a weird order.
Last time on the Awful Neutral Podcast was another shopping trip. This time, Caleb and Malison went out in the town to buy some sweet gear and to outfit their ship. They were able to fund this excursion because early on in the last episode, they stumbled upon bags of giant wrestlers' cocaine. And yes, and no, it is not regular cocaine. It was giant cocaine, which is a much stronger, more potent version of our regular human.
We're monsters.
So after flooding the illicit drug market with drugs, Gonk and Malison went on their shopping spree.
You
Gonk,
flood the drug market with drugs.
You get a giant crack rock and you sprinkle it and then put it in the water.
You make drugs a lot cheaper. You increase supply.
Oh no! Oh, we're gonna cause a crash.
Well, here's the thing. It's like, but what is giant crack? Here, kids, snort this.
You take it as
too
a
big. It's too big to snort, so you just
can't-
have to roll it out.
Oh, I'm sorry. I don't believe we actually mentioned that you guys have sniffed giant cocaine. I think it's taken as a suppository in this world by now.
It's the only way.
I don't think.
Is this another fetish?
You crush it up in a paper towel. You wet the paper towel. How are you guys not? Anyhow.
You just insert it. By the time it gets to the really wide part, your asshole's already numb, so you can't.
This is why people listen to the show.
I have not lived.
For the science.
While on that shopping trip, Gonk encountered a very rude and dismissive shop clerk who made fun of the bird shit on Gonk's shell. Gonk then threatened to shit on his father.
All over his father.
Then went on to
It's a
break the shopkeeper's arm.
You did?
Yes, he did. Caleb's hardcore.
I was there, too.
I love
I
his
remember that.
surprised, like,
missed
at his
that
own
part.
actions.
Surprise, yeah.
He was showing disrespect. Gonk, you got to respect Gonk, otherwise there are consequences.
Watch out for these coked up turtles.
He did end
Don't
up
touch the turtle.
He ended up going into a
I'll shit on
competitor's
your
store where he did end up shitting on somebody who sounded German in this world.
Yeah, it was sort of reptile house quality stuff. Just typical. Everybody just slow down.
Malison ended up picking up a sweet magical shield and some bracers. Caleb got an amulet which enhances his natural barbarian abilities.
Gonk got that. Caleb just got like severe anxiety leaving this place going, oh my god, so many shit jokes.
After the shopping trip, Caleb and Malison went to the ship where they paid for several upgrades. Gonk hired a crew to begin working on the ship. It was going to take a couple days for the work to get done. Meanwhile, Tiffy, the mechanic, and Chud were in the mechanic's workshop. Tiffy had just woken up and regained consciousness. Much to Chud and the mechanic's surprise, Tiffy's functions had not diminished. If anything, they seemed to surpass where they were when Tiffy went unconscious. While leaving the shopping trip that they were on, Gertrude, Lothario, Kevin, while walking the 30-minute walk back to the ship, they encountered a large white carriage. They pulled up in front of them. There was a intimidating half-orc, an intimidating drow, and an intimidating half-elf sitting next to each other in the stagecoach seat. After pulling up in front of them, the stagecoach opened to reveal the Gallagher-looking Mercutio.
Oh, I remember this name.
Who invited them in to speak.
I remember he was covered in quote-unquote fruit flesh.
Yes, he was. Various bits of fruit flesh.
How could I forget?
So we pick up there on the streets of Duke's Court in the merchant's quarter of town. A white carriage is in front of Lothario, Gertrude, and Kevin. Mercutio, the balding human man in dark leather armor with rainbow suspenders and fruit flesh all over his cape, just opened the carriage door and says, "May I offer you a ride?"
I believe I ended this right with,
Well, hello, handsome.
I believe you did.
yeah.
And Kevin said he turned and walked away.
You smell like a summer medley.
Please stop your friend. You might want to hear what I have to say. I come with good tidings as a representative of the Empire.
Kevin! Kevin!
Yeah, Kevin, stop.
Get back here. I'll give you a treat.
I reach out and
Come
grab
here,
Kevin. Oh,
Kevin.
I'm not even there.
She just reaches out of the ether and
Kevin.
Kevin!
like the hands from down in a Monty Python sketch.
Yes, like that. Like
Gertrude,
God.
do you have any milk on you? Just
Here, kitty, kitty, kitty.
I got a saucer.
He looks directly at Lothario and
Please stop talking.
takes out 3 bags of gold and says, "This would be compensation for a moment of your time, of course," and throws it on the chair.
Gertrude lunges to take that coin.
Does she have to
coinage.
lunge or just her
You don't have to
hands?
get on.
Well, there's no cat with cat-like reflexes nearby to beat her to it, so.
You have to take over the cat roll.
So Gertrude's, do I need a roll for that?
What are you doing? You're trying to grab
I'm gonna pounce-ish to try and get that coinage.
to get that coin?
The coin that he's giving to us, you're
yeah,
gonna have
see,
to
No,
he-
he
How many
put,
whole
he put it on the
coins?
chair, right?
All right, tell you what. Give me a dexterity check. We're going to see how quickly she jumped on coin that was left unattended.
I rolled a natural 17.
Natural 17 is pretty good. No sooner than the coin hits the carriage, it's almost as if it's a Looney Tunes cartoon. There's like almost like a cloud that in the shape of Gertrude where she was. She has appeared.
Oh, great. Now we're going to get a cease and desist from Warner Brothers.
I won't stop
And the
till
Warner
we get 'em all.
sister.
Gertrude is now in the carriage, sitting, holding her bag of gold. There are 2 more bags of gold on the seat next to her.
Was this a dexterity throw?
Dexterity check.
Oh, because I also have a +4 modifier.
Oh, for saving throws. Saving throws are a little
Sorry,
different.
never mind.
Was it bags of gold or a coin? I
Just
thought you said coins.
Little bags of coins. You don't know if it's gold inside.
I personally,
seed.
Ooh, I hope
personally
it's
feel
chocolate
insulted.
coins.
Lothario feels insulted that he just tossed it like I'm a freaking cat. You know, like I was gonna like a cat with a laser pointer. So I turn around and I start walking towards Kevin.
Okay.
I'm walking towards
Well,
Kevin.
Kevin has started walking back because Gertrude was yelling his name so shrewdly.
Okay, so now I'm like, well, shit. Well, how am I gonna? I gotta be cool, and like I walk and I just go to a tree and pee and relieve myself just to play it off.
Yeah,
the tree
Lothario,
turns out to be an ent and is now very angry with
guys.
you.
at the exact
And a
moment,
cop.
Lothario turns around.
That's happened to me. That's a different story for another time.
At the exact moment, Lothario turns around to walk away, offended by this Mr. Mercutio's actions. He turns around with such force and enthusiasm that when he sees Kevin had turned around and is already walking back, he'd feel like a real idiot just making that a whole 360. So he walks over to a tree in peace. I'm going to go ahead and roll to see if a guard sees that. A guard does not see you peeing.
Oh, awesome. Awesome. I wish that
A couple
guard
of
was there.
children do, and now you have to register as a sex offender.
Well, I was gonna say, I wish that guard was there St. Patrick's Day 5 years ago, because that was 6 months of hell. But I'm good now.
So Kevin is going to accept the money to listen to whatever offer this dude has for us.
You
Excellent.
have a
Kevin,
lot of backstory for your character.
Oh yeah. This is fantasy. Yeah. Mhm.
Kevin gets in. As they're waiting for Lothario to finish his pee, quote unquote.
Can I like also scout out like what the carriage is? Like
Please.
do a perception check to see if.
What exactly do you want to know?
I mean, this guy just came out of nowhere. Is he a threat mainly? I want to see if
It's called SP and
Give me an insight check.
Right. You could do a sense motive. Do we still have
6. So I'm distracted.
You just peed on your boots.
I just
is
peed
what
on my
happened.
boots.
This guy seems on the level, and you want to hear what he has to say.
I'm eagerly shaking it off, and okay, I get it.
Yeah. As Lothario is finishing up his peeing and walking back, Mercutio says to you two, "Does he always just publicly urinate everywhere he goes?"
Lothario.
Am I supposed
He
to?
wants to know if you always urinate publicly everywhere you go.
I'm like looking around at everyone that just stopped what they're doing. Look at me.
Yeah, families are in this. There's a mother. There's a mother
we're
dwarf
all
walking,
watching you right now.
walking with her 2 children who she has to cover their eyes away from you.
I'm just gonna look over my shoulder and pretend like he's talking to someone else.
Are you actually peeing, by the way? Or are you just
Right now?
pretending? No. Is Lothario actually peeing?
Did you hear about my? No.
May I use the restroom first? Thank you.
Excuse.
Don't take the cork off the floor.
I like this scene. Like somebody offers you money and you're like, oh, this makes me have to pee. I'm excited.
Does he always pee? He's probably just nervous.
Yeah.
It's exciting.
Lothario eventually finds his way into the carriage and shuts the door.
Shut.
Welcome.
Did you wash your hands?
Yes,
You know damn well I didn't.
Mercutio takes a handkerchief from a hidden pocket that he has, and after Lothario closes the door, he uses his handkerchief and wipes the handle in which Lothario touched to close the door.
And then it just fades away. Like disappears. Like some magic spell to just delete it.
That is much better. I am
I want him to pull out like a string of handkerchiefs.
Like a clown.
So, how are you enjoying Duke's Court? It is the one of the crown jewels of the Empire. I figured many of you from what I know about you have very little experience in cities this large.
There seems to be a cocaine problem here.
So I've heard. Very recent problem. I can promise you that cocaine use is usually fairly normal within the cities. There's just been a flood of the market, let's say, recently. I have agents working on the source to this.
Problem, you say.
Yes, it is a new type of giant cocaine. You must take it as a suppository. It is confining many of the Empire's greatest detectives to find out who has done this.
Shipment's here.
That's some guy that just fell from the.
He opened the elevator.
Yo,
Wasn't there.
Better have fucking died for that sound of interruption.
Whoa.
No, I agree.
I agree.
Whoa! How did you read my mind?
I didn't mean like, hey. I meant like, whoa, rad.
You guys gonna go poke a dead body?
Let's go look at the body.
Sorry for this pause. We have to go poke a dead body.
Yeah, in real time, the podcast
guys
just
wanna
sits
see a
for
dead
20
body?
minutes.
And we all come
It
back
was so
changed
gross.
for life.
You're
You're just
back.
so real.
It's like Stand By Me. We all thought it was going to be so cool, but when we actually got to see it.
It was.
Super cool. So, he was even cooler.
Have you seen it on Wii?
Have you seen it on giant cocaine?
Yeah, thank you. Set up, knock down.
And aside from the illicit drugs, I hope the city is fine treating you well.
The blue lights are kind of tacky.
Who the fuck are you?
Who was that?
I don't like that NPC.
Eavesdropper walking by.
Yeah, there's the dude walking by the cart, apparently.
You hear the drow elf say from outside the carrot position, "Shut up, nobody was asking you, Octavius." Well, let us cut through the pleasantries, shall we? We know that you have been contacted by Mr. Grayson Gersagar Gelgari. We know that you are being considered for recruits for the December Society. No?
Are you a representative of the Novemberists?
Good one.
Do you have t-shirts?
No, I can see that the files on you did not mention your sense of humor, Mr. Tabaxi Man.
We call him Sexy Tabaxi Man.
No one calls me
Crucio.
that.
Crucio, he would prefer it if he's being shy.
All right, Mr. Sexy Tabaxi Man, I'd like to get straight to the point. These men are terrorists. If you choose to follow them, who's to say what could happen? You could find yourself at the end of a noose one day, all because you wanted to tear down a system that keeps order in this world.
I actually have a noose right here. And he pulls out the noose he's going to hang Gonk with.
I think you gave it back.
I was not
Just
aware.
hold his hand up.
I
There's
stole
nothing.
You just keep.
All right, fix that in post.
I too like prop comedy, and he points to the fruit flash all over him. I could do a tight 15. I'm open for corporate events. You might have to bring your own plastic bags. The show gets very messy. He points to a hammer that's like how a redneck keeps a shotgun. In a
Can
gun
no one
rack
else
on a
lift it
car.
up except for him? Or-
Only French Gallagher is worthy of that mallet.
Yes, we never thought there would be a comedian who would top Jerry Lee Lewis, but then along came this Gallagher fellow. Let me.
Jerry Lee Lewis.
I was going to let it slide,
Oh,
but
sorry,
thank you.
damn it, Jerry Lewis. Jerry Lewis. Yes, we are fans of musicians who have sex with 13-year-old cousins. Are you not a fan of that? Is
Great
that-
comedy.
Great Balls of Fire, lady.
Set them ablaze. The audience doesn't know, but we have a Ouija board summoning dead celebrities.
Gallagher's dead.
Well, have you seen his act? Might as well be.
It's a horror.
Working with them, there's no way you could hope to achieve their lofty goals. Things are not as bad as they say. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to join the Empire. I could always use enterprising individuals such as yourself and the rest of, how you say, Gertrude dudes. As he's saying this to you, he opens up a compartment to his right. In it, there is several fine liquors and wines. May I interest you in a beverage during this journey?
Malison suddenly appears.
There has been a shortage of chicken wine in this place.
Lothario,
Yeah, I'll take
did the
that.
Decemberists tell us they were terrorists?
You know what? No, I don't. I don't think they mentioned it last time we spoke.
Oh, I bet that Mr. Grayson certainly forgot to mention the fact that they commit wanton acts of violence against innocent Empire troops and cities.
So you're offering whiskey, scotch.
We have a fine halfling scotch and a fine dwarven whiskey. Which should you prefer?
Sounds good. I'll do the scotch. So tell me more about our terrorist friends.
They were responsible for the sacking of Earth's Ridge Prison, a place where we keep most of the Empire's most dangerous enemies and monsters. And they raided it. They left none of the guards there alive.
Can I look like at Kevin and be like, that sounds pretty dope?
Roll a history check.
Everybody?
Everybody's in the...
20?
Well, the three in the three of us.
A 9. I rolled a 9
Do I
total.
have a history thing? 12 plus 2, 14.
14. Kevin, you know that prison is a place mainly for political prisoners. It is a place for...
This prison is a metaphor.
Yeah, it's alcoholism, as we established last
Oh, shit.
episode.
It's meth addiction.
Yeah. This prison is very controversial. Many of the prisoners who are sent here without trial.
This is
So,
gonna,
so I don't know this, but Kevin knows this
Kevin knows this.
because I rolled an 8. So.
You've heard of this prison. You don't really know what all the hubbub's about. Your politics.
I just know I don't want to end up there.
Yeah. You just know it's a prison. You've worked your entire life to avoid prisons, and politics isn't really your thing. You don't read the paper.
Yeah.
With an 8, you've heard of prisons.
Yes.
Yeah, I rolled a 10.
You rolled a 10.
You've also heard prisons.
Yeah,
You've
that word.
You've heard.
You've also been in one.
You've heard some. You've heard some bad.
That's how I learned of it.
Does she have an advantage because she was in a prison?
Yeah, Gertrude, actually, give me one more roll.
Please roll lower.
That's a good point.
Please roll lower.
3. I didn't learn.
Gertrude knows a little bit more than Lothario, but what she knows is basically you don't want to do time there. That is not. That's Folksam Prison is a hardcore prison, but Folksam Prison is practically daycare next to this political prison.
But basically, she was blacked out the whole time.
Yeah. That prison wine, man. That toilet wine.
That shit does fuck you up.
Toilet chicken wine?
Why would I know that? I wouldn't know that.
So I heard.
I know this is a big decision, and I do not expect you to be able to make it now. But if you would like to join us, you could do so. Or if you would like to perhaps perhaps joining us would be a big step for you. But if perhaps you'd like to just stay in communication with me, and perhaps next time Grayson or Mr. Sean Sunseeker or any of the other Decemberists ask you to do something, you simply let us know what they ask.
I look at Lothario and I say, I feel like I should consult with my Brotherhood of the Morituri on this.
Okay. Sounds good, man. Sounds good.
Gertrude overhears and whispers to him.
There's something about this guy I don't like, and it's not just how he smells bad.
What's there not to like? He's got great alcohol and sacks of money he's tossing at us.
Which guy are you talking about, Gertrude?
Well, besides my feelings about you, I'm talking about the Frenchie in here.
She is, I am right here. If you'd like, I could pretend a little
I'm going to roll a smell check to
notice.
see if I notice that he smells bad. I got a 5. All right, never
I
mind.
thought you said smell check. I was like, spell check?
That would be a perception check. But you rolled a 5. This odor seems fine from here. You don't smell anything.
Back to you.
Back to you in the studio.
Gertrude's gonna roll a smell check.
I still don't like him.
I do not know if just talking aloud about me and my company is some sort of disrespectful things that you do as a negotiating tactic, but I will leave you to think about this for a few days.
Oh, no, we're talking about a different Frenchman. And then he winks at Gertrude.
With the visible eye.
Yeah.
And Gertrude tries to wink back, but she does it with both eyes.
I understand many people with my accent, we share common undesirable traits I can understand.
Stereotypes exist for a reason.
Oh, shit.
The more you know, a little star goes across the screen.
It's just a swastika.
And then it just comes out little SS.
It's adorable.
Kevin's taking the money, and his next move, he wants to go check out his Brotherhood and talk to those guys. That's where I'm at.
The carriage slows down as you can see the airship port in the distance. As you draw closer, the carriage slows down. You can see that you're getting close to Malson and Gonk's ship. You can see it in the distance. A lot of workers reinforcing tie downs, reinforcing the ship's hull, making it a combat-worthy ship.
Repainting the name.
Is it staying the same? It's the hold on a minute, let me think about it. But rename the minute. I believe that was what you guys said.
I just call it the minute.
The minute. Okay, go ahead and roll me with advantage, Malison. It's not you doing it. Just go ahead and give me a straight roll with advantage. We're gonna because you paid people to do it.
17 is the highest.
17's the highest. It's not perfect. There are certainly flashier looking logos on the docks. Your logo beautifully blends in with the it's white paint, excellent penmanship. It's in almost a calligraphy. It says The Minute. It has a pleasant classical look of white paint on the reinforced wooden hull on the front of the ship. As the carriage continues to slow down, it eventually stops right in front of the Minute, which is under construction. As the door opens, Kevin and Lothario exit the coach.
As Gertrude's getting out, she slides a business card like piece of paper on the chair, looking at Frenchie. Does the 2-eye blink, wink?
Roll me a sleight of hand check. We're going to say Kevin got out first, and then Lothario. Lothario, roll me a perception check. 16. Okay.
17 minus 1.
I rolled a 4.
A 4? Okay.
Gertrude drops the number in the mud.
Yeah.
I was not smooth.
Lothario gets out and turns around, and he can see Gertrude handing a slip of paper with a number on it to
Each eye blinking off.
To Mercutio.
And she gives Mercutio a paper cut with it.
Does the hand phone thing saying, "Call me," but kind of actually says it a little under her breath. "Call me." And Gertrude then exit.
Lothario's reaction.
So, Lothario, you did see her give Mercutio contact information to your parties. So,
Gertrude, that's real smart, real clever of you. We're gonna play both sides of the field. Gonna get these teams working against each other. Get a bunch of money, right?
I always play the whole field.
You're just trying to get laid, aren't you?
they can see Gonk and Malison on the hull of the ship. They are making command decisions. Gonk, what are you doing on the hull of the ship?
I am, as soon as they came into view, Gonk started hanging around the rail between, like, calling
the rail,
the rail of the ship, and has been keeping sort of an eye in between, like, calling general duty orders with people carrying ropes, and, bundles of supplies and things like that. And but he seemed, I would say he took a note of the kind of carriage that they got out of, and they seemed to be discussing things.
Roll me a perception check.
You got it.
I also want to just sing
that would be a 24.
24. You notice that this carriage is not only a wealthy carriage, you also know that the horses that are drawing are a breed typical of Empire nobility. You clearly see Empire insignia all over, but that roll, you were actually able to see little pins and minor insignia, things that would be easy to miss on the stagecoachmen that denote that they are part of the Black Order. The Black Order, I'm going to say you guys know. They're boogeymen. They work for the Empire. They're like the way you might refer to the Navy SEALs or Delta Force. They disappear folks. They do covert missions. They're not necessarily the good guys, though the public perception is they want you to think they work for the good guys.
They're not just assassins, but they're wizards as well, or like what do we get? What's the general perception that they come in the middle of the night, they do all sorts of weird, magical, mean things, and poof.
Think of them more as an organization that is not tied to any one discipline. It's more like what will work. If we need to send wizards, we'll send wizards. If we need to send fighters, we'll send fighters. Gotcha. If we need to send thieves, we'll send thieves. Think of them as and also an organization that's willing to hire out and play parties against each other.
Who is the highest ranking member of the Empire? Obviously, it was going to be an emperor, but
look at them guys. It's probably the Black Order. Yeah, the right hand of Emperor Bad Guy.
Well, oddly specific name.
Hold on, everybody.
Think of the United Nations that functions and works maybe like the Senate from Star Wars is the way the Citadel is. It is the kingdom that Duke's Court is located in, which is the third largest city on the continent. Is run by High King Boris Hearthholm. There are three predominant human kingdoms. King Boris Hearthholm is the king of Middenheim. Middenheim is the kingdom in which Duke's Court is located in. While each king runs their own kingdom, High King Boris Hearthholm is the representative in the Citadel for humanity. So there are representatives for each kingdoms, and they each vote on issues that affect all the civilized races within the Empire.
Triple G works for a bunch of guys that don't like them very much.
Correct.
And I am newly affiliated with people that are paying Triple G's salary, so that's cool.
Correct. All right, Malison, what are you...
still waiting to get my T-shirt.
So Gonk sees all that happening. Malison, what are you doing up on the deck?
I'm making a Captain Morgan pose, holding my chicken wine and just smoking a pipe. Fumun Peep.
The entire...
Gallagher, and being awesome.
As soon as it looks... does Lothario and Gertrude, do they have a little tete-a-tete outside once the carriage sort of rolls away? Gertrude, you know, I imagine sort of like scuttles away like the aged crab she is. And then Lothario sort of...
Like the crabs she has?
like the crabs she has. And
one.
Lothario sort of like cocks his head going, whatever. And like follow. Is that...
That works.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I compose a quick mentalgram and I send it on over to the cap.
Right as Gonk notices all that he does and the carriage drops off Kevin, Lothario, and Gertrude, we're going to go now to the workshop of the mechanic, where Tiffy is actually you doing a manual check on many of his systems, and the mechanic is watching fascinated and taking notes as Tiffy works on himself.
Well, while doing this, I can be like asking Chud, Master Chud, it's been how long since I've been out? Because I was in the middle of something, and yeah.
Well, you've been out for a while. I'd say probably at least 6 episodes. 3 episodes. 3 days. Somebody is signaling me that's a lot smarter. I'd say about 3 days, Tiffy. You've been out for a while. That's how I say my W words.
3 days. It should have taken less time to get from Crow's Point to Duke's Court. But I guess there's what happened to slow you down? And where's Decorative Cabbage, anyways?
Here's what happened. We had a problem with some were-rats, you see. Decorative Cabbage turned into a even smaller, more disgusting version of himself. And then we chased him around. There were some giants. All kind of hubbub happened. And I forgot the rest.
Oh.
But here we are. And look at this. I learned how to fly, and what I do is I have that unseen servant put me on his shoulders like a piggyback, and I start flapping my arms while Hudson Hawk is flapping next to me, and I try to look, I can fly now, and I'm just flapping.
Roll a performance
Isn't that
check.
crazy? Roll for what?
Roll a performance check.
For bullshit check? Fucking 4.
4. Yes, the unseen servant
This is going to be way funnier than I thought it was going to be.
So the unseen servant's there, but it's not as smooth. Like it's a really awkward. Like
I'm too big for him.
Like you,
yes, definitely.
You can't see the unseen servant, so you like pick your leg up trying to get up on this thing's hip, but like you miss the first 3 times because you can't see where this unseen servant is.
I ain't good at flying.
And then finally, it just really looks like Chud awkwardly is climbing up on an invisible person's back.
I'm flying!
That's like, that he's much bigger than, by the way.
Yeah.
And every time he tries to put his arms out to flap, the unseen servant kind of loses its balance and starts listing one way.
Can the unseen servant be groaning like, fuck, Jesus, you're so heavy. This is a giant cowman. This is not what I was built for.
Yeah, typically unseen servants can't be heard, but TV can.
Air elemental things.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. Well,
it just sounds like somebody breathing really
Just huffing and puffing.
and I go, that's my flapping. It's the wind. It's being generated from my flying.
TV
Check me out.
can swear he hears frustrated
Let me roll a
grunts.
perception check to see
It's
if
like
how
one of those
low-
old Disney cartoon cars that's like running out of gas.
All right, it's still at least a 9. I think I can kind of gather what's going on. He rolled a 4. I rolled a 9.
Great.
Well, Chud, that's cute that you're trying to distract me from Cabbage turning into a were-rat and disappearing, but well, it's rather upsetting to find out that, well, I wanted to study him so much more. He had the Punkronomicon, and that was very interesting. Rats. Well,
I guess you're shit out of luck. And then I just fall. I just face plant and blame the servant that's unseen.
It's quite a loss. Is anyone else from our party gone? Because it's all right if he's gone as long as there's other people to take his place.
We got some new party members. We've got some real good party members if you enjoy giant cocaine.
I don't.
I don't know. You might not be into that. I'm not sure. But we also met a guy with a lot of names that start with G, and he's not really in our party yet. But he's trying to get us to join his gang. And
That's a lot of
personally, I'm
information.
smoking for
Maybe
him.
we can go over this later.
Yeah,
But I guess thanks for catching me up, and
You
I
bet.
seem
So-
to be in good shape.
You're doing good. Yeah.
Miss Mechanic.
I guess that she takes a break from scribbling notes furiously in her book.
It's just manager.
So, you're in Duke's Court. I need to catch up with my party for a while, I think. But would it be all right for me to visit you again anytime I'm here? I think we could share a lot of information and learn from each other.
Absolutely. I was about to ask you something very similar. Tell me, if anything happens, if you feel lightheaded might not be the right word, if you feel as if your programming is not normal, please see me right away. I think I don't...
It's not really programming, but I guess you could use that word. Okay, yes, well, I'm feeling actually better than I've ever felt before, strangely. Maybe it has something to do with Ogma. I'll have to look into that. Anyways, he checks for where he had the vial, and he has it, and it's like, well, actually, we should get going, Chud.
All right.
While you're inspecting for the vial, you find something else there as well. It feels like a scroll.
A heart.
Ooh, a scroll. Okay, I don't want to pull it out in front of her.
Oh, please save that clip for later.
What a gentleman you are, Clint. Wow, we're bragging over here.
TP gets a little nervous remembering the very rare artifact stock class vial that he has, and knowing that Ogma told him not to share certain information with people he's not sure he can trust. And so says, Chud, we should reconvene with our party. It's a lot of information to go over, and I need to catch up.
Let's do it. How far away is our party?
It's only about 10 minutes away to the dock district.
It will give me the opportunity to cast a new spell. Phantom Steed.
Oh, no.
I cast a Phantom Steed.
I need for you to describe that Phantom Steed.
All right.
What is it even a steed?
It is a steed, and I want to involve Nicolas Cage, but here's what I'm going to do. Casting this Phantom Steed, a large quasi-real horse-like creature appears, but I want to give him the face of John Travolta with the voice of Nicolas Cage.
Ooh.
Because it's
This is a product of my nightmares.
It's a homage to the terrible
Face-Off.
movie Face Off.
Oh, you accidentally said terrible before you said that. It was
You like that movie, I know.
one of Nicolas Cage's best.
So I created
You
a
gonna take me
giant...
to the docks? Yeah.
his head of the horse looks like Travolta from Pulp Fiction, so he's got the long hair with the little earring.
That's wow.
And I create a multi-legged horse. This horse has 8 legs, so that it can run twice as fast.
It's a spider horse.
It's
Nordic myth.
very disturbing to look at, and I jump on there, and I let Tiffy jumst on there.
Before Tiffy left the building, he did activate human mode and casts activates his mask of one face and turns into a human.
Gotcha.
You have another face too?
No, just Warforged.
you like many faces?
Warforged and human, bald human.
Can you ride
Featureless.
this spider horse the same way that Mad Max rides, is standing up and
Okay.
"Ah!"
Yeah, you know what? Here's what I do.
I'm picturing the
strap
spider
myself-
horse it can't go in a straight line. It just scurries really fast or
yeah,
zigzagging.
It's a really fast spider horse. But I strap myself to the front of it with an electric guitar and then project fire out, and then we run forward.
Okay.
So it's absolutely the most terrifying thing I've ever
Doof
seen.
Bingsley.
Tiffy pulls out his journal and is taking notes, not about the spider horse, but of Chud's strangeness. He is starting to study. Chud is the strangest person he's met.
He is
and
writing
he's
down, "Dear Penha."
Chud summons his steed, snaps his fingers, and mumbles a few...
But he snaps West Side Story a bunch of times. He's just sort of skipping down the road.
I was just listening to that soundtrack on the way
Yeah,
here.
he's looking to rumble some
That's so
jets
sad.
as he's doing this. Says a few arcane words, and poof, out of nowhere, a bright flash of green light appears. And when the flash subsides, a horrific monster of a being is there.
Sounds like Nick Cage.
It
Looks
is
like John Travolta. Has 8 legs.
I'm so proud of you.
It
This
is
is the stuff that I ask my students to do in art school.
hell
I
of a
also want to provide you free therapy right now.
Hey, yeah, it's your cousin Marvin. You know that fucked up nightmare feel you've been talking about? Check this out!
Really can only speak in dialogue from either Nicolas Cage or John Travolta. So the first thing he says is in Nicolas Cage's voice. He says something like, "That's one good fucking milkshake."
This huge 8-legged horse appears. It makes your skin crawl to look at this unnatural horse. It's like a limousine horse. It's super long.
I'm literally going to be riding it for 10 minutes.
It's
just like a block away.
It has a vaguely human face. The horse has a fiery mane.
He uses one hoof hand to like roll a pre-rolled, like a rolled cigarette.
Yeah, it's a sweat hogs-esque, sweet black hair, mane going down, gold earring, and the horse looks up at you and says, "That is one great fucking milkshake."
Yes, exactly.
We should take his face off.
You're damn right we should. But first,
We have to have Nicolas Cage
Yeah.
involved.
Yeah.
Anytime anyone ever tries to tell me that the Republicans are the party that like freed the slaves and the Democrats were the KKK, I always use the example. Yeah, Nicolas Cage won an Oscar once, but a lot of shit has changed since then.
Chud, you are very strange. Trying out a new spell, I see.
As he's doing this,
and a new
families,
drug, but that's a different subject.
as he's doing this, families of people walking the street are horrified. Children are running away,
vomiting.
screaming and crying.
And I literally do want to prestidigitate like a big electric guitar and fire coming out.
Chud is standing on the back of this horse in a specialized stirrup that allows him to do this. He has materialized a sweet electric guitar.
Which nobody knows what that is, by the way.
Yeah. It would look like, to any guitar players out there, a Warlock brand guitar.
Steampunk. It's steam powered. If you look really carefully, it looks like there's some silver paint around my mouth, like I've been huffing it before.
Everyone's secret addiction's just showing through.
And with that, Jesse, with his sweet silver mouth paint, sweet
Suck some chrome off a trailer hit.
sweet materialized Warlock guitar, starts jamming this very high-pitched riff.
A few minutes later,
Yeah.
can we assume that that Gonk still on the bow of the ship? Every so often, like turning around. Yeah, get that stuff over there. Yeah, I want all them provisions stowed in the hole. And then he sort of like his ears perk up as he hears like nasty, mean guitar riffs, and he like looks over in the direction of where it's coming from, and he sees this unholy abomination going on with Tiffy, sort of like with what appears to be like a bald man, human man, like bald human man
that you've never seen before.
Well, because yes, Tiffy
riding in a
normally
drone?
in the past wouldn't have engaged in such activity, but considering recent events, he's like, well, you know what? Fuck it.
Nice.
And he jumps up and tries to stand on top of the horse and just like ride it like,
Okay.
That's the Tiffy I've been waiting for.
Roll me an athletics or acrobatics
Whole
check,
new
whichever's
Tiffy.
better.
Gonk.
Anyway, Gonk recognizes Chud, probably.
12.
12. Tiffy attempts to stand up, but from the sickening way that this horse is almost doing like a slithering motion through the seat as it's running, Tiffy can't keep a footing. And in fact, even though Tiffy has no emotions, I'd like to think this is even a little unsettling for his Warforged mind.
I don't have a stomach. But,
Can my unseen servant still be riding with us and try to grab him and save him?
Yeah, in fact, Tiffy is only saved from falling off by Chud's unseen servant. He hears the same kind of like struggling.
He makes me do everything.
Actually, Rust can perform the help action, so I'm going to use my familiar to help me with that.
So
Gonk doesn't bother composing any sort of like mental telegram. He's just like,
Captain, there's like a horse centipede coming in.
as Kevin begins to walk away and head towards the chapter house for the Moratory Brotherhood, that is...
You are welcome to join me. I'm very well respected amongst my brotherhood.
No, it sounds good, man. I was looking for something to do.
At that point, you guys see the unholy abomination that is Chud's mode of transportation.
Yes. And it rides up, and then at the end, its head, the Travolta head, screams out, "Would you give a man a foot massage?"
Gertrude's jaw drops and she raises her hand. I would.
do we have time to react to think this is like a threat, or is it just so fast that now?
You do see a Chud.
Chud, okay.
Give
a Chud-shaped silhouette.
I trust Chud. It's just a Chud mobile.
Tiffy standing on the back is the same height as Chud sitting.
I want the horse to look ominously at someone and be like, do you know what they call a quarter pounder in Europe?
Royale with cheese.
That's right.
So as soon as we arrive, I just kind of like flash them away and be like, oh, like as if like it's a really important thing we're riding up, and then I go, oh, hey, what's up, guys?
Anyone that's paying attention, you see the biggest smile you've ever seen on Tiffy's face, which is like almost like the barely
It's
start
a centimeter.
Of a smile.
We haven't seen you yet, right?
Chud.
He woke up.
It's like when Wednesday Addams smiles.
This is my first time seeing him.
Chud's the only one.
Experience for us there, TV.
Chud snapped his fingers. The abomination went away.
You guys, for a split second, hear like this sort of reptilian sigh, and Gonk relaxes. He was standing like a linebacker in front of the gangway up to the ship. He was like,
Nope, not coming on.
You do see a lot of the sailors that watch this horse pull up have reached for their pistols or their rapiers.
Like we all have like our. I was thinking I'd reach for my knife. Like what the fuck, a giant.
All right,
Travolta
everybody
horse.
back to work. It was just wizard bullshit. Everybody get back to work.
Because every day was bullshit.
Everybody, y'all seen wizard bullshit before.
Yeah, I just go, oh, dang, this isn't Gas Town.
Oh, damn.
Just typical magic bullshit.
That's right.
All right,
Oh, guys, here's Tiffy. Look, I got Tiffy.
Holy crap!
That's
hey,
the real
Tiffy,
deal.
what's
That's really
up?
why I rode up here like that.
You got teeth. Hey, boss, Captain. Do we know anybody that has contracted Tiffy before?
No.
I'm putting my fingers to my temple like I'm the stupid Professor X.
Look, I'm gonna tell you all about it. Actually, you know what? Unseen servant. If you could give them like a little, show them with some pantomime.
Gonk reaches over like a very gingerly, grabs it with two little claws, tugs Chud's shirt.
How does an unseen person do pantomime?
Well, that was the joke. You're right.
Oh, I got you.
you hear like a lot of sighing. It's like this. It feels like something's moving furiously, not trying to communicate with you,
Sign
not only a few
language.
feet off.
There's an actual box, but the invisible person is trapped inside.
Still stuck in
He's
it,
doing
right.
sign language, y'all. Can't you see him?
So what's a Tiffy when it's at home?
Well, hi, I'm Tiffy. I'm Artificarian is my full name. Now that I guess, well, you all know that I'm a Warforged now. I was going to tell you, but, well,
So what are your
circumstances beat me to it.
pronouns?
What?
So what are your pronouns?
I don't give a shit.
He's
Badass.
gender fluid.
Gonk just puts up a giant
I don't want any
scaly
of your
mitt
gender
and like
fluid. Thank
waits
you.
for a crisp high five.
Tiffy raises a
Pap.
metal
No, yeah, you
metallic
put your.
mitt and
Oh wow, you got a
taps it.
claw even. Oh, that's awesome.
Clink.
Slap.
I would
Gonk
actually.
is enchanted. Little stupid tail, like 4 inches of it.
Malison is annoyed, goes back below deck, says, communicate with me, whatever this person is.
Oh, you got it.
My head does look like
Yeah.
for you.
Ah.
Oops, that you don't know. Gonk. Tiffy currently is in human form, which is alopecia bald, 5'4".
Does
powder.
TV have any seams or anything like that, or like little places for rivets? Or?
No, not neck up is human. Head down looks like it might be some fancy scale armor
It's
or
like
something.
Alita, or something like that.
It looks like scale armor. You assume it's just armor, but if I take off my guise, then it just actually my Warforged body.
I got you. Battle Angel TV.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, if he doesn't cast the spell every 24 hours,
Oh.
Does it take up a spell slot?
No, it's it's
Passive?
it's something I created that it's like an item that allows me to cast. It's an item that's running.
Gonk
the
makes a
spell.
mental note to rate this slightly above normal wizard bullshit. He's like, oh, well, welcome aboard the minute.
You must be one of the people that my good friend Chud mentioned. We've got 2 new party members in place of Ratman, I guess he
Yeah, I
turned
guess I
into.
better do
Yeah.
introductions. I'll introduce them and everything, and
That's me. He said after my introduction.
That there's Gonk, and Malison, she got bored of you.
A turtle and a Goliath. This is very cool. Every person in our party is a different race. I love this. I like variety because I love to study everything. This is
We're like
fantastic.
Model UN.
Strength and diversity.
The Burger
You're
King
very
Kids Club.
tall.
It's a Benetton ad.
Even for a Goliath woman, you're
We
very
are
tall,
the
Allison.
D&D Benetton ad. Exactly.
Cross
Chud. You
colors,
said it.
Gertrude's dudes.
So we headed to the chapter house of the moratorium. Did I say that right?
Sounded good.
Whoa. Slow down there, so. Where are you going?
We're out of hearing distance.
All right.
What?
You hear him going.
He said, Gonk says to the knight.
You do see him veer left in the fork in the road, and that only leads to the Temple District. So you would know that he's theoretically heading to the Temple District. You can contact Kevin on your Stone of Far speech. And
Kevin's all, who dis?
New phone. New rock.
New rock, who dis?
Anymore?
Suddenly you get like 6 calls on your rob.
Well, if you're gonna, let's just communicate it
Kevin,
to them.
can I join you? I can catch up real quick on my Nightmare Spider Travolta horse.
My Cthulhu horse.
You never seen a scary or conveyance.
All of you can hear coming through your Stones of Far speech that message to Kevin.
I love that.
It was seriously the best horse.
Want to see it up close?
right.
I'll join you.
Join us next week when all the characters go to therapy.
Chud, is Lothario with him?
Yeah, they're together. Yep.
Where are these stones? Do I get one?
I think we got a 1 or 2 spell.
I believe we got a whole set from Gregarious
I
Gregarian.
wasn't going to say it, but all right then.
You can talk to yourself. Yeah, no, we got an extra rock, I'm sure, right?
Thank you. Lothario, we should meet. Where are you heading?
You speaking to me via your rock right now?
We all have a rock. He's talking
We all
about.
have a rock. Yeah. Can I just like slide mine face down into like, you know what I mean, like into my pocket or something like that? Like you know when you have a phone call and you don't want to answer it?
For sure.
Like I'm not gonna hang up on him, but
You put
I
your
was
rock
gonna
on
do that too.
vibrate?
yeah, I put my rock on vibrate and just let it down. I just look at Kevin like
Put it on airplane mode.
Can you do that? Can you refuse calls on the Rocky Talkies?
You can turn down the volume and you cannot respond.
I have something you might want.
She's like, why did I buy those things?
stop mid step. I
thought
do
the
like
whole
stuff.
point was that I could
I'll keep
say
it then.
anything to anyone at any time, and they would have to fucking listen to me. And now you're telling me they can just put me on mute?
I'm gonna say into my rock so everyone can hear unless you want to ignore. You are all welcome to join me. I'm headed to my brotherhood.
Lothario just looks at you.
Cam, that sounds cool as hell.
Traveling cats.
Kevin waits for the rest of Gertrude's dudes and starts making his way towards the Temple District, towards where he remembers the chapter house of the Moratorium was. As you make your way through the Temple District, you see various temples to various gods. You see a bunch of dwarven... you see a bunch of dwarven clerics at the Temple of Morden. You see at the Temple of Tyr, you see several cloaked figures. Kevin,
Skeksis.
you walk up to a building that is not the way you remember it. It is exactly where you remember it, but red and white tapestries and banners that once decorated the halls of the Moratorium are now gone. Now what you see are banners,
Pepsi and Dr. Pepper and
Slytherin.
Monster Energy.
Tide.
They are
MeUndies.
now silver and white. There is a logo of a shield. Inside the shield, there is a hand holding a hammer. Give me a history check, actually.
History check. That's
I rolled a 29 for history.
boom.
Okay.
Okay, fine. You recognize the symbol, the tapestries, the banners, as the banners for the Brotherhood of Order. The Brotherhood of Order is a paladin organization from paladins from all the oaths. They are paladins who, once they've kind of completed what they took their oath for, be it an oath of vengeance, and completed that task, or perhaps they took an oath of the crown, and that ruler no longer rules this land. For paladins who no longer have that direction, this is an organization that finds ways to put them to good use.
It's like Ronin Paladins.
Yes, it is an organization for Ronin paladins. With that history check, you also know that the leader is the revered Andariel Silverdawn. She is a highborn...
Anyone else think he said Silver
Tiffy
Dawn?
is saying all this stuff, just rattling off all this history.
First off, Silverdong is a proud elf name. Resulted in an accident at the smelting factory years ago. No, Silver Dawn. You know that Andariel is a highborn elf who has been a hero in this land for many years. She is widely known and respected.
She is widely known and respected.
Still my bit. All right.
For repurposing paladins. Oh, that's very good.
Many paladins who join this order are now referred to as Gray Paladins.
So, Kevin, are you part of the Brotherhood of the Order?
Why are you stuttering again?
He stutters sometimes. What of it?
Thought we'd move past this.
I forget that he doesn't stutter. Actually,
I won't let you forget.
Thank you.
While you're in front of the temple, you see a cloaked figure. Looks like a cleric, but not in their heavy armor, but in their robes. This cleric is in a chair with wheels on it. She is a human female, and she is going inside the temple. She is wearing robes of the Brotherhood of Order.
Okay.
Gonk pulls Tifi's shoulder gently, tugs on his sleeve.
Oh, is that Silver Dawn herself?
That would be a human, so I don't think so.
Oh.
Gonk looks a little disappointed.
Silver Dawn is a highborn elf.
The human lady motions her wheelchair over to you. Hello, brother. Have you come to take the Gray as well?
What happened to the Brotherhood of the Morituri? This had been their location.
Oh, this has not been a home to that order for at least 6 years now. When was the last time you were here?
You're familiar with them?
Yes.
Those of the Saint Odysseus.
Oh, yes. All of us who follow the faith know the story of the Brotherhood of the Morituri, followers of Saint Asidius.
Then you must have heard of me. I am one of the most respected members of that brotherhood.
She's going to roll a history check. 14. A large tabaxi. Are you Kuvan?
Kevin.
Kevin, I apologize.
I don't know who Kuvan is.
I've only seen your name written. I'm sorry.
Yes, I am Kevin. I am often sent to new locations to help them out.
Ah, yes, we have heard of one of your orders. As a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, you were one who accomplished great deeds within your order. She kind of looks uncomfortable while talking to you. Go and roll insight check.
He starts giving her a shoulder rub. You look uncomfortable. You should smile more. Or whatever.
I don't know what that voice was. It was
Creepy,
great.
yeah.
7 plus 5, 12.
She seems nice.
Spectrum disorder hard.
Yes. Love
Yeah.
it. Love it.
She can see in your face that you want answers that
What was it?
she feels unqualified to give.
Yes, when last I had heard, this was a location of my brotherhood. I was to be sent here to help them.
I believe you were the paladin who was of great esteem within your order. I believe they sent you around where you were needed the most.
That is true.
Please, how about all of you make your way inside? My name is Morgana. If you need any clerical supplies, if you need anybody healed,
Hey.
restoration.
Why is she the clerical administrator?
Because that's a role that needs dedication and organization skills.
Morgana.
As we walk in, and she has made that offer to us. I may be of use to you, as I'm very good at helping these locations function more effectively.
So I've heard, Mr. Kevin. Right this way. Your friends are more than welcome to follow as well. I think they'd like to meet Mr. Sandario.
What happened to the rest of his order, though? Where'd they go?
They were never a large order, but, Kevin, this might be hard for you to hear, but I believe you might be the last of your order.
What happened?
It'd be best if you ask your questions of Mr. Sandario. She's much better informed on the matter.
Well, that does not sound good.
Did they all have dues or something? Because I heard about that.
She scuttles you through ornately decorated new chapter house of the Grey Brotherhood.
Like Baroque or Rococo?
It's gothic fucking metal, you know.
She's using the Banshee posters.
Spikes.
A bunch of goth, awkward teenagers.
It's a Bauhaus poster.
Smoking cigarettes.
Fuck yeah.
I'm going to go hang out over by the Cinnabon. I'll see you guys later.
Malison buys a pack of cloves and
goes and kicks it with the goths.
starts kicking the dirt.
I pick up an issue of Johnny the Homicidal Maniac.
Yeah, Kevin and the rest of the jocks just keep going to meet Mr. Sandario.
Keep walking.
Kevin writes a letter. I've learned that each of us is a paladin, a cleric, a ranger.
He just walks away, lifts a fist.
He looks at Gonk.
Lothario, I'm going to say before you went inside, you saw somebody you recognized, a childhood friend, and he was motioning towards you, telling you to come
just like
in.
in the crowd or something.
You know he was signaling to you in Thieves' Cant.
Oh, okay.
Thieves can't is it's not a sign language.
It's partially a sign language.
Yeah.
It's just someone in the corner in a trench coat kind of opening it up a little bit like, hey.
It might look to somebody else who's not a thief like this guy's just flashing gang signs at Lothario. This is a childhood friend.
I'll go meet him after everyone goes inside or whatever.
You see your childhood friend Anton waving to you.
Oh my, is that Anton?
And Thieves can't. He's saying, he's casually telling you he needs to talk to you.
Okay. And where are these? Where's the rest of the crew? They're all.
Everybody else is going inside the building, following Morgana, the clerical assistant.
Perfect. All right, so I'm walking over. I'm a little cautious because I haven't seen this guy in forever.
Just so I can get a little bit of atmosphere. I mean, is this place look like it? You know, torches lit, lamps
Yes.
lit. It looks like it's well maintained.
Yes. Yes.
It doesn't look like this poor lady has been, manning the place all by herself.
No.
It looks like it just got remodeled, I guess. Like it used to be my place. Now it's the other place.
It used to be Walmart, but now it's Costco.
While you don't see anybody inside the building, when you look outside the windows in the training ground, you can see paladins sparring. You assume that this is because the daytime hours, there's nobody in the chapter house at this
keeps
moment.
poking Kevin gently. He said, "Do you know him? Do you know her? do you know him?"
Morgana leads you down the hall. Eventually, you come
Well,
upon.
who the heck is these people?
Morgana hears you say that these are paladins from various orders.
Except yours. I'm not there, but I'm burning.
Think of us as a place where those who have taken up oaths for various reasons, for taking up a righteous path, come once they've completed their goal and they're looking for more good to do.
So it's a paladin halfway house, is basically what it is.
Yeah. No, it's a paladin recycling center.
You joke, but it's very much like that. I actually...
Oh, I didn't say that. My player did. I'm sorry.
I actually lost the ability to walk on my own in the...
I got a steed you can use.
don't. You don't.
Sure.
You don't want to see. You do not want to see this steed.
Real disturbing.
Put it away.
All right. You sure?
No. Sorry, I interrupted with my stupid character business. Please continue, Lady Morgana.
Oh, I just was saying that this place, like myself, I found myself lost. I lost the ability to walk while defeating the archdemon at the Battle of Point Spire.
Humble brag.
Well, not really. I faltered in my courage. The final battle.
I thought paladins was immune to fear.
I turned when I shouldn't. I turned to run when many of my brethren stayed. Fortunately, my brotherhood was able to win the day, but I have decided not take restorative magics as penance for my weakness on that day.
That's heavy. Yeah.
So I spend my days no longer having to fight battles, thankfully. I spend it in peaceful solitude, helping others do good.
Fighting a different kind of battle. He says, looking over at Mal, like, wink.
Yes, I suppose you're right. I am doing that.
Weren't you going to introduce us to something? I'm sorry. I didn't mean to keep stopping you with my BS.
You guys arrive at a large oak door.
Beautiful. What is that, oak?
Mahogany. I'm sorry. I said
You say you up and laugh.
Come on. Like the head of a paladin order. It's going to be some asshole with an oak door. Come on. She takes you to the door and she pounds on it 3 times and turns around and walks away.
This is made of rich mahogany.
Wheels away.
Yeah, and she, excuse me, she says, it's a tight hallway.
Gets back into her chair.
Yeah, Malison's already kind of having to duck a bit, like going through this specific hallway. After a few moments pass, you hear armor-plated footsteps approach the door. You see the door open, and you see a high elf woman standing in front of you.
Like so
high, dude.
So high.
Drops the bong nearly.
The ugliest high elf woman you've ever seen. For some odd reason.
Eyes are super red. She has a bag of Funyuns in her hand.
You must be
Code Red Mountain Dew.
She's got a beanbag going on one foot.
This woman answers the door. She's very stern-faced. She has long, flowing red hair. Like most elves, she is a classically beautiful person, but except...
ugly on the inside.
Except this woman gives off no warmth. She is very straight-faced.
We say cis-faced on this podcast.
And
is that the dong lady?
She looks at each of you as if to size up the person standing in front of them. Her long red hair covers a lot of facial scars that you can see that even lead just small little scars. Nothing, no big disforming, but you could tell this is a woman who has seen battle many
Does this
times.
take a moment? Like, is it a little awkward?
It's like entirely silent.
Because I feel like if she's like looking up and down at everyone, I feel like when she gets to me, I just want to do like a Megan Rapinoe pose, but I won't. I keep it all inside. I do an eclectic version of a dance. Keep it all inside.
She gives you a look like powerful women. You know, we gotta
respect.
We're in a position of we gotta keep it together.
Oh, like that slightest of
Yeah.
head nods?
Yeah,
Got it.
like she gives you a fellow boss bitch nod.
She tilts
And then she stares at Gertrude and just groans.
Yeah.
What's her name again? She comes up to Malice and says, Miss Silverdon, if you're nasty.
She does kind of give Gertrude, who, by the way, is like chain smoking in this temple, just kind of gives you a very disapproving look.
Used to it.
A smirk creeps across her face, just subtly.
Look.
Marvelous to see you, Gertrude's dude. Simply marvelous. Please come onside. Make yourself at home. Nice. And the party wanders into Paladin Andariel's office, and she closes the door. Lothario, you make your way over to Anton.
This entire time, I was just imagining us staring at each other in silence while you guys are doing your
In real
thing.
time.
Lothario goes up to his friend Anton. Anton is a halfling gentleman, looks roughly about Lothario's age, and he says, your thieves' cant's a bit sloppy still.
Terrible. Oh, no.
You still do your thieves' cant sloppy, mate.
Yeah, I'm a little rusty. I
think you've been spending too much time with that Paladin fella of yours. 'Cause I bet you haven't stolen anything in a good fortnight, have you?
Hey, now, don't you
Oh,
dare
I'd be
say
like,
that.
got your nose.
Oh, that'd be great. Sorry. Well, too bad I didn't say that.
I got time short. It's good seeing you, brother. It's been too long.
Yeah, it's good seeing you too. What have you been up to lately?
Just working here at the Thieves Guild in town. Speaking of which, we be having a problem that we'd like to bring you in on.
Oh, it sounds tough. Good luck with that, though.
Hey.
Good luck with that.
Classic Lothario.
You know me and the Thieves Guild. We don't get along so well anymore, man.
Lothario, you are being summoned by the head of the Thieves Guild. I think you know what that means.
Means I lost a friend in you, Anton.
I'm just the messenger. What was I going to tell her no? You tell her no.
I can't tell her no.
Lothario, things are urgent. In fact, and he points behind you to a dark alley. She's actually waiting for you here.
Like, I just let out a sigh, kick a rock, roll my eyes at him, and head to the alley.
Lothario hangs his head, makes his way to the alley, really not looking forward to the situation that he knows is coming.
The cart of miracles.
As he enters the alley, it takes a second, but he does see thieves up and down up on the roofs of the buildings, all stealthed. They have their little tents that other thieves might pick up on. They're not trying to stay hidden from other thieves. He sees thieves of various races, dragonborn, halfling, human, gnomish. They all kind of part ways at the end of the alley, and a female figure steps forward. She's wearing tight leather armor. She looks like Catherine Zeta-Jones in Entrapment. Very form-fitting. Her armor of the highest quality leather, almost shiny like the Michelle Pfeiffer Catwoman suit.
Are you drawing this, Caleb, by the way? You gotta...
It's already done.
I need it for later.
She's wearing a cloak. A cloak's covering her face. You can see long black hair coming out from it, streaks of gray in her hair. She has an ornate jeweled rapier sword hangs from her hip. From that same hip, you can see a flintlock pistol. She holds in her hands a black bullwhip, which she seems to be just kind of toying with. And she pulls down her hood, and you see a dark-skinned, attractive, 40-ish human woman. She looks as if she's about to say something to Lothario, but is cut off.
Hola, mamá, ¿cómo estás?
Ay, qué lindo, she says. Come here.
No. ¿Qué quieres? Dime ahorita.
She is already approaching you.
It turns out this is actually like the official imperial language.
She pinches his cheeks. Ay, qué lindo.
Broadening our listenership. I like it.
Kissing you all over like, you never called. Lothario, what type of son would never call his own mother?
Me. You raised me to be the kind of guy that wouldn't call you. You're overbearing.
And then she starts slapping you in the back of the head. I am overbearing. And what is it about this, about you killing that powerful Duke? What?
Fue accidente, mamá. Cálmase.
Go ahead.
Uh-oh.
Cálmese, you say cálmese. Ooh.
She grabs a chancla.
Like the snickering of all the guys in the back, all the thieves.
She takes off her shoe.
Roll for dodge. Roll for dodge.
And Lothario...
There's no dodging a chancla.
That's true.
It's like a magic missile.
Lothario turns around to run away, but the other thieves close in the circle, not allowing him to escape from his mother.
Not cool. Fuck you, Anton. Chingate Paco, chingate.
And we end with that scene of domestic violence. That's where we're going to go ahead and end the episode today.
But still a lot of love.
I actually have a memory of my mom. I talked back to her as I was putting dishes away, and she threw a spoon at me, and I could remember hearing the... as they hit me dead on. Wow. I was like, why don't we wash our own dishes? I'm tired of cleaning...
Child abuse is funny when it happens in other cultures. But if that was a white parent,
I was going to say 25 years later.
Yeah, this would be like the Babadook or some shit like that. This would be terrifying.
Thank you very much for joining us on the Awful Neutral Podcast. Before we go, we're going to get some plugs. AG, got anything you want to plug?
Oh my God. Mueller Day today, all day. And so, of course, we have the Mueller She Wrote podcast, but we just debuted this week the Daily Beans, a morning news podcast for your ride to work. It's only like a half hour instead of like that normal 2 hours that you get of the Mueller stuff. So check it out. Subscribe, please, because the more you subscribe, the more we kick the crap out of Hannity and Limbaugh in the charts.
I'm typical liberal trying to silence a prominent conservative voice.
Somebody's on giant cocaine.
I don't do cocaine. It mixes with my Oxycontin in a very poor way. Dave Callens, where can people find you?
Social media. How about that?
You can find him at Sharkadile on Twitter. Caleb, where can people find you?
People can find me at Caleb is Drawing on the Twitter and on the Instagrams.
And everybody should buy his game, which he was the art director for, Kids on Bikes.
Kids on Bikes. It's actually up for an Ennie this year, and voting is commenced. The Ennies are next week at Gen Con Indianapolis, so please vote for Kids on Bikes.
Much better than his previous outing, Kids on Meth. Didn't go over quite as well.
Definitely. It didn't work quite as well. This one's a lot more fun. Kids on Bikes.
Gets a lot more votes.
A lot less violent than bikes on kids, too.
Yeah.
Clint Beischer, where can people find you?
You can find me on social media at Clint Beischer on any of it. I'm the only Clint Beischer to ever existed. It's very easy to find me.
Jesse Egan, where can people find you?
Find me at Jesse Egan Comedy on every social media. And my website is jesseegan.net. I got some new merch on there if you want to check it out. Maybe buy a shirt or something.
Buy his goddamn comedy album.
Buy a sticker.
So good.
And I'll be at Sacramento Punchline August 15th through 17th if you're in Sacramento. And
Great club.
San Diego at Martinis Above 4th on the 28th of August if you're in San Diego.
Excellent. Sara Lee Steiner, where can people find
You
you?
can find me at Sara Lee Magic, mainly on the Instagrams, and then occasionally I take over the Instagram for this podcast, and you can find that at awfuldnd.
You're going to get so many dick pics on the Instagram now.
You know what? That I have actually, those are the only messages I get right now are like those Russian bot girls who are just like, hey, you want sexy time?
Good thing you're running the Instagram
Yes.
and not me.
I just shoot them down.
Salvador Viesca, where can people find you?
I'm going to be baiting people on Instagram as Russian girls. No, I'm at Salvador Viesca V on Twitter and I think Instagram. And I have a Instagram for my cat, Miss Yana Reeves. She's
The
adorable.
only one I follow.
Yeah, she's adorable.
I didn't know there was another one.
Well, I just made a real one. It's got like 3 pictures, so I got to start.
All right, so follow Lothario's cat, and if you have time, follow Lothario as well. And I am Damian Mercado, Dungeon Master of this podcast. Feel free to tweet me or the show at awfuldnd. Thanks for listening. Have a good one. Later, nerds.